Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I'm here with a new journal entry, if you will, from somebody. I'm not going to say who they are. You'll see on the link down below. But basically, the title of the journal entry is up there, and I'm going to say a new fan or another fan talked about Sally's redesign, or rants about it, rants about it. Or vents, whatever you want to call it. But this fan did this I'd say about 5 hours ago at least, maybe 5-6 hours ago. And this is what they said, and I quote. They posted it 5 hours ago, and this is what they said, and I quote. "This is a rant/vent journal. Don't like what you read, you don't have to comment. Click the back button if you must, but don't comment because I won't reply to it at all. Sorry." That's for DeviantArt, if you will. Alright. Now here we go. This is what they said, and I quote. "Sally Acorn's new design. I shall list the reasons why I absolutely hate it. Number 1. To me, she honestly doesn't look like Sally. She looks like a morphed, capitalized, younger looking, not to mention very genetic version of herself. Seriously, why? Number 2, she's wearing more than her boots and vest. Did she need more clothing? No, she didn't. At least in my eyes, she didn't. Number 3, her cheek fluff is gone. This is one of the most signature things about Sally, and they removed it completely. 4, she looks too generic and honestly boring. 5, the quote-unquote Sally haters will like her now. I could care less if they still hated her, but now they like her because she's like a completely different character. With clothes, an eye change, hair change, and no cheek fluff. Oh yeah, and with gloves. Can't get any more generic than that. I'm sick and tired of seeing Sally's brand new design here. I really, really am. I'm not saying to stop drawing her new design, but geez, Ian Flynn messed up big time. I think the only reason he did this to Sally was because it fit the messed up story arc in the Archie comics. That's why Sally's coming back, and not staying Mecha Sally. Should have known. That's the reason I stopped reading the comics, because of Mecha Sally, and because for a while it seemed that she would be staying that way. Yes, I'm happy Sally's going to be back and all, but I'd rather she'd be dead than look at a completely different character. A generic and boring Sonic character. If she ends up in the games, I'll be happy, but I still don't see why Ian Flynn had to change her at all. Sally's not a slut. She only wore a vest and boots before, but did she act like a slut? No, she's smart, pretty, not to mention a fighter, and, capitalized, and a princess on top of that. But she also has faults. She was one of my childhood heroes when I was growing up. That's the point of this journal. Why go and change someone's childhood hero like that? Just to please some haters? Could you guys, that's what it says. KSD with it. End of rant. But like I said, don't comment if you don't like what you read. Edit. For crying out loud, can some of you read? I'm not in the mood to argue. I don't want a debate. And they just basically say if you don't comment what they have to say about the Sally design, don't answer. Well, let me kind of reply to this person by saying this. I understand your frustration, and believe me, a lot of people understand it too. But it's not final. It may be, but it's not. And here's why it's not final. Here's why it's not final, my friend. One, Sally, here's the thing. The reason it's not final is because whether you want to believe Ian Flynn or not, and he even said it in a journal that you could read, which he added to his journal, and you can read this, and some people have even mentioned it, it's a rough teaser image. And basically what he said, from what they have gotten, the input, if you will, the criticism, the fan reaction, it may change. There might be some tweaks put here and there. You talk about the cheek fur, the cheek fluff, the fluffs of fur on her cheek. Well, hearing about that, they may put it back on her. So don't worry about that, if that's the case. What it is, basically, is to give you an idea of what she'll look like, in a way, when it's all said and done. Basically saying that, yeah, we might tweak her appearance a little bit, might give her back her cheek fluffs, might make the face look more Sally-like, like she was before, but she's going to keep the clothes. In fact, to quote what Ian Flynn said, on their end, Archie Comics, and mostly I think Sega's, Sonic female characters wear clothes. Ergo, Sally now wears clothes. So in other words, Sally is going to be wearing clothes. Now, like I said before, I'm not going to be surprised, though, with the reaction that it's getting going into next year if they decide to make a decision to where they go back and forth. Where they kind of say, well, at times we'll go back to the original design in some issues, but we'll also go back, but we'll also use the new design. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised oh, I was just watching the game here. I have it on mute so I can talk. But like I'm saying, I would not be surprised if they do it 4 different ways. The 2 main ways that I see is, like I said, going from the new design, and in some issues going back to her Season 2 Sat AM design. That's the way I see it. The other way, the other 2 ways, like I mentioned in my audio video, is have the vest open, but still have the black top and shorts. It's a bit of an homage to the original design. Have the vest open, but still have the black tee or the black top and shorts on, or have her take the vest off and as homage to, in a way, an homage to Season 1. Have her just, with the exception of the, well, basically it'd sort of be like an homage to Season 1. The 4th option would be have her take the vest off and just have her around, just wearing the tank top and the shorts. And that's it. Again, there's 4 different options. I think the main 2 that are going to be considered is going to go back and forth just like they do with Bunny. But the point is, right now, because, as Ian Clinton said, on their end, mostly I think because of Sega perhaps, they have to have her wear clothes. Now again, as they said in the journal, and I will provide a link to the addition to that in that video and in this one if you want to look at it, is the fact that they're going to add probably some more stuff. In other words, they may add back the cheek fluffs, if you will. Basically what it was, as they said, was a rough teaser image. In other words, it's like recently they did a teaser, a viral teaser on Iron Man 3. Only showed you a few clips in the amount of 30 seconds. Right? In the amount of 30 seconds they showed you just a few clips of what's coming. Give you a taste of what you're going to see next year. Doesn't mean it's the final product, but it's just giving you a taste of what you're probably going to see. That's what a teaser is. And again, that's what a rough concept teaser is, or in the case of paperwork, a rough draft. It's like I said, like I mentioned in the previous video where I read off the additions that Ian Flynn put to his journal, basically what you have here is a rough draft. It's like I said, it's like with my mom. She goes to school right now. Right now she's currently in class. Right now she's currently in class. Right? And her class is an English class. Now her teacher basically has them do two things with the homework. One, she has them write down, like, okay, she's got to do some questions and stuff. So she has them write down what she's going to do. Then she has them type up a final draft of those very same questions and answers, as well as argument analysis and everything. So she's got to write it up like a rough draft, and then she either has me or herself type it up as a final draft. That's what she does. So basically, that's the situation there. So that's basically the situation there. This is basically what it is. It's a rough concept art. In other words, it's a rough draft of what will be the final draft. Because we all know that in rough drafts, you can erase, and basically you can erase what you don't want and write what you do want, and then put it on the paper. And then put it on your final draft. In other words, if you do a rough draft, and then you look at it and you say, okay, this is what I want, but then you look at what you're typing up and you say, do I really want to say that? Do I really want to put that there, or do I want to put something else there? That's exactly what this is like. This is basically saying, okay, do we want to keep this design as the final design, or do we want to tweak it? Now, according to what Ian Flynn said, basically they're hearing, and he said it himself in his journal, take it at face value. But basically what you're seeing is nothing more than a rough draft of what will be, and that's it. So, but that's all I'm going to say on this. I will provide the link down below to this person's rant, vent as they call it. You guys can comment and respond if you like. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to try and enjoy the rest of the Giants-Cardinals games. Giants, as of right now, 7:05, are up 7-0. So, peace out and God bless.